two new, you guys doing your advanced group, welcome. So I thought before we get started on the muscular system, we're going to do a little bit of a recap and just see how everyone's feeling with the anatomy in general, because the last time, I think, Amanda, you missed the skeletal system. So we're going to do a few little recaps, some Q&A, let's see how everyone is feeling about anatomy. I know you guys have watched the DVDs with Taryn, and you've also done, well, the 300 group. Have they done the assignment?
They should be working on it. They haven't handed it in yet, but it's due soon. So they would have done the skeletal assignment.
So also just in terms of the muscular system, today we're going to do quite a lot of the theory, and then when I see you in 2 weeks' time, we're going to do a lot of movement applications. So some of the language might feel overwhelming, some of it might feel like a recap for some of you. So just bear that in mind, that in 2 weeks' time, we're going to start to apply it to more practical movements, and then it starts to make a little bit more sense. In terms of the muscular system, today I really just want you to become familiar with a lot of the muscle groups, their names and their locations. So some of you in your teachings that I was lucky enough to sit in on would say things like stretch the back muscles, stretch the sides. So the idea is that with time and familiarity, you have the options to say, maybe you want to say that that's the lat, or that's the glutes medius, or that's the soleus. Again, it's a bit like the Sanskrit terminology. Some people like to include it, some people like to keep it more layman's in their teaching style. But it's really important to know, if you think of your chakrasana, your full wheel postures, there's a lot going on in a lot of different joints. So that should always be something that you're trying to learn more about, to understand, to prevent injuries, and also to modify. If someone comes to you and says, I've got a rotator cuff problem, and you understand the movement planes that those muscle groups are working. Okay. So who can tell me what is the axial skeleton? Yeah, I'm going to draw, which is going to be way more entertaining than anything you do or don't know. So remember, axial skeleton is spine. Yeah, and fixed. Yeah. Good. Okay. And then we get, what's the other part? Axial and tree branches, limbs, what would we call them? It's okay, we'll warm up together. Okay, so then we're looking at your appendicular. Yeah. See, I told you my drawing would be interesting.
I like the piece in the middle.
Yeah. Okay. What are the different, what do we call that, this part of the neck in terms of the spine vocabulary? Good. And how many, can anyone remember how many it goes? C1, 2, 7. See? I told you we'd warm up. Upper spine? Okay, and does anyone know how many are in that section? You're allowed to look at notes. I look mine. That's what I'm doing. Okay, last section. One dot lumbar. Good. How many here?
5.
Okay. And then after that, what are the next two?
Sacral.
And after that?
Coccygeal.
Yeah. Okay, so remember these parts are fused, okay? If you have a over-exaggerated curve in your upper spine, what do we call that?
Scoliosis. No,
Scoliosis is more of the...
kyphosis.
Yes. Okay. And the same when it's in the lumbar area?
Lordosis.
These bones, yeah. What do we call those? And in front here, what are these? Good. Upper bone, top of the arm. Think of your elbow being your funny bone. That's how I always remember this one.
But is it the radius? Or?
That's further down. Top one.
Top one.
Humerus.
Humerus.
Okay. Then the two bones. So we've named the one. Hi, welcome.
Radius and
Radius and
ulnar.
ulnar.
Thank you. Okay. We get obviously the hips, a little bit more complicated. Anyone have any of the terms? Yeah, so that's part of the base of the spine. But yeah, your pubis symphysis, your joints are there. But we get
Cox.
yeah, so remember coccyx is right at the bottom.
Okay.
Thigh bone, anyone? Two bones in the shin.
Tibia and fibula.
Looks so bad. Okay.
Just wanted them to see
And the long
kyphosis.
line between the two legs.
Mm-hmm.
The long line.
Yeah. Fine. Make them binary, not linear. Okay. So quick little recap. Remember we also spoke a lot about the joints, the different types of joints, your hyaline cartilage. For those of you that weren't there, sorry, I was meant to give the slides to Taryn so she can forward on the few. Okay. Cool. So I think that's pretty much what I wanted to just recap. First is